brother. How you doing, man? Good morning, baby.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy. Happy Monday, you suckers. So let me go ahead and let's just start my Motivation Monday with a little bit of motivation on this Monday.
Good morning. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. In my morning voice.
All right. So, I'm feeling real good about the show because I'm doing more things with it now that I have the time to do it. I'm doing more things. If you are a fan of mine on TikTok, you'll see that there's bits and pieces of the show that's being put on there. I'm out in the streets thanks to my man Bob, who suggested, as well as my dad, who suggested that I should put in some street material within the show, as opposed to my dad. This was my dad used to say back in the day when it came down to this show. He used to say, why do you think people just want to sit there and watch you sitting in your house? Now, at the same time, he didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah, Dad, you didn't know what you were talking about. He didn't know what he was talking about, but he did know what he was talking about because that helped me to expand the show. You know, the whole point of this show was for me to let people know. Actually, it was to let my family and friends know where I was. Excuse me, I see I'm just spitting like a mug. To let them know where I was because I've moved so many places. You know, I've lived in Connecticut, I've lived in Virginia in different parts, I've lived in Florida in different parts, I've lived in California in different parts, I've lived in Kansas, Minnesota, North Dakota. Let's see, let me go up and down the board. Massachusetts, Connecticut, lived in New York, come down, Virginia, come down, North Carolina, come down, Florida. Move towards the west, Minnesota, North Dakota, Kansas, move further west, California, in different places and all that. And this is within the span of my 49 years. So there was a pocket of time where I was just moving crazy. I was averaging about 2 years. Every 2 years I was moving somewhere, on average. So I put the show together for the sake of letting people know this is where I'm at. There are people that are watching the show who think I still live in California. And since California, I've moved to Florida and Connecticut before I came out here. All right. So that's just the indication of why I did this. But anyway, the point of the show was for that to be made to let people know what was going on with me. They started to share it, they started to interact, and then I said, okay, maybe something can happen with this. Because I was really focused on music. So I'm saying all that to say that the show has expanded based off of these two gentlemen's urgency or pushing me or motivating me to get out there and do more. So with that being said, the whole reason I'm even saying all that is because there's a segment I have called, I now have this Chef Yaboyardee segment. And this is me cooking in the kitchen, on the grill, that kind of thing. So here's today's episode or today's feature. You would think I had smoked or something. And let me let y'all know, I am completely sober. My mind is all over the place. Chef Yaboyardee.
You wanna get high, 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 get
high. All right, so I was trying to make like a California roll, which would consist of crab meat, cream cheese. I believe that's California roll, and then it has avocado in it. But I just discovered my avocados went bad. But still got these. Got the rice over here simmering for 25 minutes. Got about 9 minutes left. So I had to put in a couple of pieces more crab and all that. But what I did is I put some more, in the same length, rolled it up like so. Yeah, buddy. A little rough. You know what I mean? One thing about sushi is you gotta have, let me put this over here. You gotta have them Ginsu style knives, something that when you put that thing down and you cut it, it's precise, because otherwise it'll break up. You know what I mean? You get little pieces where, let me see if I can do it over here. Get little pieces where it's kind of like broke up, whatever, But let me show y'all the end result. Yeah, buddy. See that thing would be looking real good with some avocado slices in there. You can see that green, but I'm just trying to show you I know how to do sushi. You know what I'm saying, baby? Yo, Chef Yaboyardee. Later.
It's the question. It's the question. It's the question. Come on.
Now, what made me ask this question was I was at work the other day, and there was all kind of foolishness going on with inside the building, outside the building, with employees, and with just people who, I was gonna say civilians, but people who didn't work there. With just a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. Meanwhile, while I was working, I'm in my mind thinking about all kinds of things I'm gonna do with the show, how I could take the show a little bit further than I've ever been, and things like that. And as I'm doing that, I just kept getting interrupted by various people talking to me about whatever they chose to talk about. And the thing was that what I was on, they weren't on. And as I would attempt, I'm saying I'm not targeting one person, this is various people. As I'm attempting to try to say what I want to say, they're flooding me with what they want to say. And usually it was something negative, it was some bullshit that I didn't even need to hear. You know what I mean? So I found myself, once I separated from these people, I was actually talking out loud to myself. Not only cursing them out, but also trying to figure out things. And then that's what made me come up with that question. So I immediately went to Facebook and put that up, but I wanted to share it with the audience since I have an audience that goes beyond Facebook. So my question is that, do you find yourself doing that? Sometimes I find when I do that, by speaking out loud, it allows my brain to answer those questions within my brain, even though it was in my brain. You understand? And if you don't, I'm sorry. But I also came to the conclusion that if I wanted to talk about something that made some sense to me, or if it was something that was motivating, or it was something that was intellectual, some kind of brilliant idea, some kind of thought process or something, I found that only I knew what I was talking about, and only I knew what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do. It was like I just had to hear it out loud, I don't know if you're a person like this, but I'm a person like this. I live inside my head. And sometimes that gets me in trouble. Sometimes it causes problems with various people that I deal with in my life. But I was going to say a defense mechanism, but it is actually something that helps me to aspire, motivate, and things like that, is actually talking to myself. Is that a bad thing? Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you're talking to. I mean, there are people at my job, outside the job, that they're talking about to themselves, and they're talking in incomplete sentences. They're talking about the war of 1942, and they weren't alive then. They're talking about how the government is doing this to them and not doing this to them. And I had this lady I seen one time, she was going smooth off, and she was just yelling out racist stuff. Yeah, the president is a fucking this, and you cracker this, and you niggers this. You were just like, but she wasn't talking to nobody but herself. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. Please comment below. please comment below and answer that question if you do not mind, if you have the time. I want to send a big shout out to all of you who helped me to celebrate my grandmother's birthday, which I gotta call her. I talked to her on her birthday, don't get me wrong, but I told her I was gonna talk to her so I can get a little bit more of my family history. And so I want to thank y'all because one thing is for sure about Facebook, if you want to feel good, have a birthday. If you don't think so, then you ain't on Facebook. Have a birthday. Because everybody comes out the woodwork wishing happy birthday and all that stuff. And that's a great feeling. And even though it wasn't my birthday, it was my grandmother's birthday, she's not on Facebook. So what I did is I took screenshots and I sent her a text. Send her text every time, every amount that could fit, I would send her a text. Hold on just a second. So as I was saying, I sent her a text with all the screenshots, as many as I could fit onto the screen. And I have yet to talk to her to see if she's done that. But I thought of that like one of the best things I've ever done as far as someone's birthday. So I want to thank you guys for participating in that. Those of you who are on Facebook, let's just put it like that. And be prepared, because for me in my life, August and September are when all the birthdays come. I got nephews, my brother, cousins, parents, August and September, kids, August and September, just birthdays. So you might get tired of it. And if you don't, thank you for helping me celebrate, because I'm going to do that exact same thing. Send a shout out to each one of them on their birthdays. As a matter of fact, happy birthday to my nephew, DJ. His birthday is today. I just didn't put it up. Actually, I did put it up. So just be prepared. That's all I'm saying. And with that, that's about it. That's all I had to say. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you don't mind, please answer that question. And other than that, later.
Wow.